I hope you're having a good day. I'm heading to a branding this morning, and I thought maybe I'd give you a few tips and tricks or things to do before you go to a branding, or kind of get what I'm talking about. And so the first one is the night before. Absolutely do not hook up your trailer. That's something you need to do in the morning, first thing in the morning. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Kind of get your blood pumping, get you going, having to hook this thing up with your trailer is you're either going to have no trailer lights that work, or you're not going to have a license plate. Don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. Just try to look as ranchy or as hillbilly as possible. So if you do get pulled over, they're going to understand. And another thing about the trailer, just walk by those tires. Don't even look at them. Don't even check them. It's just going to give you anxiety the whole time anyway. So, yeah. The next thing, your horses. You don't need to get those in the night before either. Just leave them out. There's nothing like scrambling to get all these things done to wake you up so you're ready for that branding. Other thing is your horse's feet. If they look like they need trimmed or need shoes put on them, they probably do, but this isn't the time to worry about that now. That's way later. And if you're worried your horse might buck, you're probably right. Just follow your intuition, but you don't have time to lunge them or anything, so just throw them in the trailer and hopefully the ride there will take care of it. When you're loading them in the trailer, you don't need to tie them in. Just throw that lead rope up over your saddle horn and throw them in there. And those dividers, you don't need those. Just tie them back, get them out of the way. He needs the whole trailer to roam. It's called free range trailer riding. Other thing is check your tack room, make sure there's nothing you're forgetting. There probably is, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it, but at least you'll know that you forgot it. The thing that is really important is check your fuel gauge before you go, and do fuel up. You don't want to be that guy at the branding that has to go borrow fuel to get home. That's embarrassing. And you definitely don't need to clean your pickup out the night before or ever really. You don't want people to think that you're the kind of person that can give somebody a ride to the back end of the pasture and start to gather from there. So just go ahead and leave stuff, a random tack that you have, a helmet, a Charles Russell painting framed with some Canadian Mounties and stuff like that. All the tack that you're not sure where it is, it should be back there, back seat. So yeah, that's another helpful tip. Definitely do not eat anything that morning or drink any coffee, because you know what's going to happen. You're going to end up having to hawk a deuce out there somewhere. And some of these brandings, they invite all 765 of their closest friends. And if you do have to hawk a deuce out there, somebody is going to ride by while you're squatting in the sagebrush making your grumpy face. And that's just going to be embarrassing. You don't want to do that. So just wait till lunch, dinner, whenever to eat. Do not eat before. That's really important. In the state of Wyoming, if you're traveling from one county to another with your horse, you're supposed to have brand inspection papers, but it's not like brand inspectors are out patrolling the roads looking for things like that. They're not. They're off doing whatever their real job is. So if you have that stuff, good for you. If you don't, who cares? You'll be fine. Once you get to the branding, make sure you volunteer to go on the big circle and go with the two handiest hands there. One tricky part about this branding is it's in a pretty big pasture, and the corrals are right there, but they're just kind of in the middle of the pasture with no wing to help guide you, so you got to make one out of pickup and trailers. But there's a big draw between here and the corrals that they usually will try to make a break for it as they cross, so we'll see how it goes. Handy thing to keep is a backpack with all kinds of stuff in it. I got these wipes, dude wipes. You should sponsor me in some way to get all this blood off my hands. So all right, so we got the first bunch done, and now we're off to do a second bunch. This first bunch was all steers, so I stayed pretty busy cutting. The next bunch is at some new ground that they lease, and I've never been there, so I kind of got to get in line and learn how to get there. So here we go. So these here are called the Pumpkin Buttes. We're branding somewhere on the other side of them, back up in there somewhere. And the other branding that we're just at about 7 or 8 miles back over that way, right about back in there somewhere. So I'm gonna drive behind these buttes here somewhere. All right, so now we're on the other side of those buttes. The gravel road that you turn off from the highway is 45 miles from the nearest town. You go down the highway and then you turn off on the gravel road. Then it's about 15 miles of gravel road till you get to this 2-track road, and then this 2-track road's about 2 miles back in here. So this is back in the middle of nowhere. Pretty cool. This place is called Dry Willow, and the first place is called the Hardin Place. Something kind of crazy is these cows are right here. They're the ones that we're going to brand. They spend the summer here, and then they spend the winter just on the other side of this butte. And as a crow flies, it's probably only 3 miles just off the edge of this butte to where they go to spend the winter, but there's just no way to move them from there to here, so they got to be hauled back in here. But quick tip is bring your own water jug to these brandings. A lot of times the bottled water that they bring to these, they put something in it that always makes your mouth feel dry after you get done drinking it. So get yourself your own water jug. That's all the branding for today. Now there's some big thunderstorms headed this way, so I'm going to get out of here in case it rains up and gets too muddy to get out of here. But hope you enjoyed watching this one.